before you even open that exam paper, I want you to stop for a moment and take a deep breath. Inhale, hold it, and exhale. Right now, you are choosing how this moment is going to impact your life. This is not just an exam. This is an opportunity to prove to yourself more than anyone else that you are capable, prepared, and unstoppable. See, most people approach exams with fear. They think, what if I fail? They imagine the worst case scenario, and that fear creates tension, doubt, and hesitation. But not you. You are about to approach this differently. You are about to enter this exam room with clarity, focus, and confidence. You are going to perform, not react. Your mind is your greatest tool, and your mindset is the difference between struggle and triumph. Right now, I want you to tell yourself this: I am ready, I am capable, I have done the work. I will handle whatever comes my way. Say it with power. Say it like you mean it. Because when you say it with belief, your body responds, your energy shifts, you become unstoppable, and here's the key. Pressure is your friend, not your enemy. Pressure tests you. It shows you what you're made of. Every challenge, every tricky question, every moment of doubt is a chance to rise above. This is where champions are made, not in comfort, but in the heat of challenge. Embrace it, use it, let it fuel your focus. Remember, your brain works best when your body is in alignment. Stand tall, open your chest, take deep breaths, smile. Smiling actually signals to your brain that you are calm and confident. Your body will send the same message back to your mind, and suddenly, fear doesn't control you anymore. Confidence does, energy does, performance does. Now, let's talk about memory and recall. Your brain doesn't work because you force it. It works because you direct it. Visualize yourself walking through this exam. See yourself reading the first question and answering it with ease. Picture yourself moving from question to question, calm, focused, unstoppable. Feel the clarity. Feel the excitement. Your brain responds to emotion. Fill it with energy, determination, and belief. And if you hit a question you don't know, pause, breathe, shift your focus. This is not failure. This is strategy. You don't fight against difficulty, you move around it. You solve it, you skip it, you conquer it. Every exam is not about perfection. It's about resourcefulness, focus, and the ability to keep moving forward. You have the power to change your internal state in an instant. Inhale confidence, exhale doubt. Repeat to yourself, I've got this, I am prepared, I am unstoppable. Feel the power in those words. Let them guide you through every question, every challenge, every second of this exam. And one more thing. Don't let this moment define your worth. Your value is not in a grade. It is in your effort, your preparation, your resilience. Give everything you have. Own this moment, and regardless of the outcome, know that you are stronger than you've ever realized. Every exam, every test is just a stepping stone on the path to the life you are building. So, right now, as you step into that room, take ownership. Own your preparation, own your energy, own your power. This is your time, this is your moment, and you are ready. Now go in there, focus, conquer, and leave knowing you gave it everything. Mind, set over fear is the single most powerful tool you can wield before any exam. It is not about the hours you spent studying or the notes you memorized. It is about how you choose to approach this moment mentally. Most people walk into an exam room with their minds filled with doubt, anxiety, and worst case scenarios. They think about what could go wrong, about the questions they might not know, and about the possibility of failure. That fear, that mental weight, immediately limits their performance because the mind cannot focus on learning and solutions when it is busy imagining catastrophe. But you have the opportunity to approach things differently. You can choose to step into the room with a mindset that elevates your ability to think clearly, recall information, and perform at your absolute best. Mindset over fear is about taking control of the narrative inside your head. Instead of thinking, I might fail, you tell yourself, I am prepared, I am capable, I can handle this. These words are not just affirmations, they are commands to your brain, signals that shift your physiology and mental state. When you focus on fear, your body tenses, your heart races, and your mind narrows. When you focus on readiness, capability, and confidence, your body relaxes, your mind sharpens, and your recall becomes fluid. It starts before you even enter the exam hall. The morning of the exam, take a moment to center yourself. Sit down, close your eyes, and breathe deeply. Feel your body and notice the tension that fear has created. Recognize it, but do not allow it to control you. Say to yourself, I am ready, I am calm, I am focused. This simple practice begins to rewire your mental state. It moves you from reaction to action, from fear to choice. Every thought you allow to dominate your mind has energy, and if you let fear dominate, your energy becomes scattered and weak. But if you consciously choose thoughts of preparation, power, and focus, your energy aligns with performance. Mindset over fear also requires perspective. Exams are important, yes, but they are not a judgment of your worth. Your value does not depend on a grade. Seeing exams as opportunities to demonstrate knowledge rather than threats to your identity allows you to step into them with curiosity and confidence instead of panic and self-doubt. This shift in perspective is subtle, but it completely changes the way your brain responds to stress. When your mind sees the exam as an opportunity rather than a threat, it begins to access higher levels of creativity, memory, and problem solving. Another critical aspect of mindset over fear is preparation and ownership. Confidence does not come from ignoring fear. It comes from knowing you have done the work. Every page of notes reviewed, every practice question attempted, every concept understood. These are the foundations of your confidence. When you remind yourself of your preparation, fear loses its grip because you know you are capable. You don't have to be perfect, you have to be ready to act. Fear thrives in uncertainty, but preparation provides certainty. And mindset is reinforced through physical cues. Stand tall, open your chest, breathe deeply, and feel the energy in your body shift. Your physiology communicates with your mind in a feedback loop. By controlling your body, you influence your mental state. When fear arises, counter it with posture, breath, and deliberate focus on what you know you can handle. This combination of mental reframing, physical alignment, and preparation creates a state of empowered calm, a state where your mind is fully engaged and capable. Finally, mindset over fear is about repetition and conditioning. Each exam is an opportunity to strengthen this skill. Every time you consciously choose confidence over fear, you train your brain to respond to high pressure situations with clarity instead of panic. This is not a one-time act. It is a lifelong skill that extends beyond exams into every challenge you will face. By prioritizing mindset, you create a foundation for excellence. Fear may still arise, but it will no longer control you. You will recognize it, acknowledge it, and then deliberately choose focus, action, and confidence. This is the difference between performing under pressure and succumbing to it. Your mind becomes your ally instead of your obstacle. Mindset over fear is not just a strategy. It is a declaration of your ability to rise above doubt, to take ownership of your power, and to approach every exam as a stage to demonstrate what you are capable of. Use pressure as fuel because pressure is not your enemy. It is the catalyst for your best performance. Most people experience pressure as a threat, a weight that makes their minds tighten and their bodies tense. They feel that exams are moments of judgment, moments where one misstep can define their worth or success, and that thought alone creates fear, anxiety, and hesitation. But the truth is that pressure is a signal, a call to action, a reminder that you are in a situation that matters and that you have the opportunity to rise. Every exam, every challenging question, every moment that pushes you outside of comfort is a chance to discover what you are truly capable of. When you reframe pressure as fuel, you change your physiology and your mindset. Pressure releases adrenaline, sharpens your senses, and heightens your awareness, but only if you channel it intentionally. Instead of allowing your heartbeat to signal panic, let it signal readiness. Instead of letting a difficult question paralyze you, let it energize you to focus harder, think smarter, and perform with precision. Pressure tests more than knowledge. It tests resilience, preparation, and mental control. It is the environment in which ordinary people crumble and extraordinary people rise. Think about why top performers in any field embrace challenges. They understand that the greater the pressure, the greater the opportunity to grow, to excel, and to demonstrate mastery. Each exam question, no matter how complicated or unexpected, is a micro-challenge. Your response to it reveals not only your knowledge but your ability to remain calm, strategize, and act decisively under stress. When you embrace pressure as fuel, you step into a mindset where challenges become invitations, obstacles become opportunities, and fear becomes energy to propel you forward. You stop fearing what could go wrong and start focusing on what you can do right. You begin to see pressure as a tool, a source of clarity, and a mechanism for performance enhancement. One of the most powerful ways to use pressure as fuel is to control your state. Your body and mind are deeply connected, and the state you choose to inhabit determines how effectively you perform. When fear or anxiety creeps in, take control through deliberate breathing, posture, and focus. Stand tall, open your chest, and breathe deeply. Shift your energy from tension to power. The moment you consciously manage your state, the pressure transforms from a weight on your shoulders into a source of energy in your mind and body. This energy heightens your concentration, accelerates your recall, and allows you to access solutions you might otherwise miss when overwhelmed by stress. Pressure becomes a spotlight, focusing your awareness and sharpening your ability to respond intelligently. Visualization is another key tool in transforming pressure into fuel. Before and during an exam, imagine yourself encountering the most challenging questions with calm, clarity, and confidence. Picture yourself reading each question, understanding it instantly, and responding with accuracy. Feel the surge of focus and excitement in your body, the clarity in your mind, the precision of your answers. Your brain cannot distinguish between real experience and vivid visualization. By practicing these mental rehearsals, you train yourself to respond to pressure with poise instead of panic. When the exam begins, the pressure will trigger familiar feelings of readiness and empowerment because you have conditioned your mind to associate high-stakes situations with energy, clarity, and success. Pressure also reveals character and builds resilience. Every time you face it intentionally and harness it, you strengthen the mental muscles that allow you to thrive under stress. You learn to trust yourself, to rely on your preparation, and to remain focused even when external circumstances are challenging. You begin to understand that pressure is not something to avoid, but something to seek out. Because it is in these moments that growth occurs, skills are sharpened, and confidence is solidified. Each exam becomes a proving ground for resilience, adaptability, and excellence. The more you reframe pressure as fuel, the more naturally your mind and body respond with peak performance, and the more unstoppable you become. Finally, using pressure as fuel is about embracing responsibility and ownership. Pressure exists whenever you are in a situation that matters. By choosing to see it as energy instead of a threat, you take ownership of your performance and your results. You stop blaming circumstances, fear, or anxiety, and you step fully into your power. You transform exams from stressful events into opportunities to demonstrate mastery, focus, and resilience. Every heartbeat, every moment of tension, every challenge on the paper is now an ally, a tool that drives you to perform with intensity and precision. This is how ordinary situations become extraordinary moments when pressure becomes fuel instead of fear. Body, Mind alignment is one of the most powerful strategies you can use to maximize performance under pressure. Your mind does not work in isolation. It is intimately connected to your body, and the way you hold, move, and breathe in your body has a direct impact on your mental state, your focus, and your ability to recall information. Most students underestimate this connection. They sit slouched, tense, or hunched over their notes and wonder why they feel anxious, distracted, or overwhelmed when the exam starts. The truth is that your body sends constant signals to your brain. When your posture is closed, your chest compressed, and your shoulders rounded, your brain interprets that as stress, fear, or lack of confidence. When your body is open, aligned, and energized, your brain interprets that as readiness, strength, and clarity. Mind alignment is about consciously using your physiology to enhance your mental performance. It is about intentionally controlling your posture, your breathing, and your energy to optimize your focus, recall, and confidence. Start with posture. Stand or sit tall. Open your chest. Lift your chin slightly. Align your shoulders and relax your spine. This simple adjustment sends a message to your brain that you are strong, prepared, and capable. It reduces tension, improves circulation, and allows oxygen to flow more freely to your brain. Oxygen is fuel for clarity and cognitive function, and when your body is aligned, your mind is sharper. The physical act of opening your body communicates confidence not just to others, but to yourself. It shifts your internal state from fear and anxiety to power and readiness. When you feel strong in your body, your mind follows. Next, focus on breath. Breathing is not just about survival, it is a tool for mental control. Most people under stress breathe shallowly, which increases tension, reduces oxygen supply to the brain, and amplifies fear. Deep, controlled breathing, on the other hand, signals to your nervous system that you are calm and capable. Inhale deeply through your nose, hold for a moment, and exhale slowly through your mouth. Repeat this cycle a few times before your exam begins. Feel the shift in energy. Your heartbeat slows slightly, your muscles relax, and your mind becomes clearer. Your breath is a direct link between your body and your mind. When you master it, you can shift from anxiety to calm focus in seconds. Mind alignment also includes the energy you bring to the room. Energy is not something you fake. It is something you consciously generate. Smile even if you do not feel like it at first. Smiling releases endorphins and signals to your brain that you are in control. Move with purpose, stand with intention, walk with confidence, and carry yourself like someone who is ready to perform. Energy is contagious, and it feeds your mental state. When you align your body with confidence and focus, your mind automatically follows. You create a feedback loop where mental clarity enhances physical control, and physical control enhances mental clarity. Visualization can amplify this alignment. Close your eyes and imagine yourself sitting at your desk during the exam. See yourself holding the pen with calm precision. Feel the smooth motion of writing answers, the clarity of your thought process, and the ease with which you recall information. Picture your posture upright, your breath steady, and your energy focused. Your brain cannot distinguish between vivid imagination and reality. By visualizing mind alignment, you train yourself to maintain this state during the actual exam. The more you practice, the more automatic it becomes. You no longer have to force calmness or focus. They arise naturally from your aligned body and controlled breath. Mind alignment also helps you manage unexpected challenges during the exam. If a question stumps you, your mind may attempt to panic. Your body might tense up, your heart rate might rise, and your focus might scatter. By returning to posture, breath, and energy control, you reset instantly. You regain clarity, calm, and composure. Alignment allows you to navigate challenges with resilience rather than fear. You respond strategically instead of reacting impulsively. Every adjustment in your body reinforces mental control, and every controlled mental response strengthens your body's energy. Finally, body. Mind alignment is not a temporary trick. It is a skill that compounds with practice. Each time you intentionally align your posture, regulate your breath, and manage your energy, you train your nervous system to handle pressure effectively. You build a foundation for peak performance not only during exams but in every high-stakes situation. Your mind becomes sharper, your recall faster, your focus deeper, and your confidence unshakable. You transform your physical state into an engine for mental performance, using every muscle, every breath, and every movement as a tool to enhance your results. This is the difference between simply sitting through an exam and dominating it with clarity, control, and confidence. Visualize success because your brain responds to images, emotions, and repeated mental experiences just as powerfully as it responds to reality. Most students underestimate the role visualization can play in preparing for exams. They think, "I've studied the material, that's enough," without realizing that the way they imagine themselves performing can dramatically affect their results. Visualization is more than daydreaming. It is a deliberate, focused mental rehearsal of excellence. When you picture yourself succeeding, your brain begins to encode the steps necessary to make that success real. Your mind cannot easily tell the difference between vivid mental rehearsal and actual experience. Every time you mentally walk through a scenario of achievement, you train your neural pathways, making real life performance smoother, faster, and more confident. Visualization is about programming your mind for success before you even encounter the exam. Start by finding a quiet moment before your exam, closing your eyes, and imagining the environment in which you will perform. See yourself sitting at your desk, the exam paper in front of you. Picture yourself opening it calmly, scanning the questions with confidence, and immediately identifying what you know and how you will tackle it. Imagine each question as an opportunity rather than a challenge. See yourself recalling answers with clarity, moving seamlessly from one problem to the next. Feel the satisfaction and excitement of knowing the material. Visualize the smooth motion of writing answers, the flow of ideas in your mind, and the energy of focus running through your body. The more vivid the visualization, the stronger the imprint on your neural pathways. You are essentially rehearsing success, preparing your mind and body to respond automatically when the real moment arrives. Emotion is the secret ingredient of effective visualization. Your brain encodes experiences not just through thought, but through feeling. If you imagine yourself calmly, but without emotion, the impact is limited. Instead, combine visualization with emotion. Feel the excitement of mastery, the satisfaction of precision, the confidence of knowing you are prepared. Imagine the energy flowing through you, the clarity in your mind, and the sense of control over every question. By linking mental images with strong, positive emotions, you make the experience more real to your brain. Your nervous system begins to treat it as actual preparation, reducing anxiety and building automatic confidence. When the exam begins, your mind recalls the feelings of success, not fear, allowing your performance to match your vision. Visualization also helps manage difficult questions and unexpected challenges. Imagine encountering a tricky question during your mental rehearsal. See yourself pausing, taking a deep breath, and calmly working through it step by step. Picture yourself remembering relevant formulas, key concepts, or strategies to solve the problem. Feel the confidence that comes from knowing you can handle challenges without panicking. By mentally rehearsing these scenarios, you train your brain to respond with clarity instead of anxiety when they happen in reality. You are conditioning yourself to approach every challenge as an opportunity rather than a threat. Another powerful aspect of visualization is rehearsal under pressure. Include in your mental practice the sensation of time constraints, the pressure of performance, and the awareness that this exam matters. See yourself managing these conditions with focus and calm. Imagine the rapid pace, the ticking clock, and yet your ability to remain composed and precise. This is where champions are made, not by avoiding pressure, but by rehearsing excellence under pressure. Your brain becomes conditioned to maintain clarity and confidence even when stakes are high, transforming stress into a tool rather than a barrier. Visualization is also cumulative. The more often you repeat it, the more natural it becomes. Daily mental rehearsal strengthens your neural pathways, making focus, recall, and calmness automatic responses rather than forced actions. By imagining success consistently, you reduce fear, increase confidence, and develop the mental habit of approaching exams with certainty. You begin to embody success, and your body, mind connection reinforces the visualization with posture, energy, and breath. You are no longer merely prepared on paper. You are prepared in your mind, your body, and your spirit. Finally, visualization aligns your subconscious with your conscious effort. When you study and practice with your mind fully engaged in visualization, your learning becomes deeper, more connected, and more readily accessible during the exam. You see success before it happens. You feel success before it happens. And your body and mind act in harmony to make that success a reality. Visualization transforms preparation from mechanical memorization into a holistic mental and physical rehearsal that maximizes performance, confidence, and resilience under pressure. It turns uncertainty into clarity, fear into focus, and potential into actual achievement. Resilience matters more than perfection because too often students believe that success in an exam is about knowing every answer, avoiding mistakes, and performing flawlessly. That belief creates pressure, fear, and self-doubt. The truth is that exams, like life, are rarely about perfection. They are about how you respond under pressure, how you handle challenges, and how you recover when things don't go exactly as planned. Resilience is the ability to adapt, to stay focused, and to keep moving forward despite obstacles. It is the skill that separates those who perform at their best from those who crumble under stress. Resilience is what allows you to turn fear into focus, mistakes into learning, and pressure into fuel for peak performance. By prioritizing resilience over perfection, you free yourself from the trap of anxiety and open the door to consistent, empowered performance. Resilience begins with mindset. When a difficult question appears on the exam, most people panic, freeze, or fixate on what they do not know. A resilient student, however, sees this moment as a challenge, not a threat. They pause, breathe, and shift focus to what they can do. They assess the question logically, break it into smaller parts, and apply what they know with confidence. Resilience is the mental flexibility to redirect energy from worry to action. It is not the absence of stress, it is the ability to manage stress effectively. By cultivating this mindset, you train your brain to approach challenges strategically, maintaining clarity and performance even in high-pressure moments. Preparation is another key component of resilience. Resilient students do not rely on luck. They rely on consistent, focused effort. Every hour of study, every practice question, every review session strengthens the foundation of their confidence. When you know you have done the work, fear loses its grip. Mistakes or unexpected questions become manageable because your preparation equips you to handle uncertainty. Resilience is built through repeated experiences of facing challenges, learning from them, and applying that learning under pressure. Each exam, each difficult question, and each moment of doubt is an opportunity to strengthen your mental muscles and reinforce the belief that you can overcome obstacles. Resilience also requires self-awareness and emotional control. Exams can trigger fear, frustration, and self-criticism. A resilient student recognizes these emotions without letting them dominate their behavior. They understand that feeling anxious or unsure is normal, but responding with panic or negative self-talk is a choice. By managing your emotions, you maintain focus, energy, and mental clarity. Breathing techniques, posture alignment, and positive self-talk are practical tools to reinforce resilience in real time. These practices allow you to recover instantly from mistakes, regain composure, and continue performing at your best. Another crucial aspect of resilience is adaptability. Exams are unpredictable. Questions may be worded differently than expected. Concepts may appear in unfamiliar ways, and time constraints can create additional pressure. Resilient students do not resist these challenges. They adapt. They assess the situation, prioritize what they know, and adjust their strategy accordingly. This flexibility is what allows them to maximize results even when conditions are less than ideal. By focusing on adaptability instead of perfection, you turn potential setbacks into opportunities for resourcefulness and problem solving. Resilience is reinforced through repetition and reflection. After each study session, practice exam or real test, take time to reflect on what went well and what can be improved. Each experience, whether perceived as success or failure, contributes to your growth. Resilient students view every exam as a stepping stone, a chance to learn, adjust, and improve. This continuous cycle of effort, reflection, and adaptation strengthens confidence and builds a foundation of mental toughness that endures beyond any single test. Finally, resilience is about perspective. Your worth is not determined by a grade, and a single exam is not a measure of your potential. By understanding this, you free yourself from the paralyzing pressure of perfection and focus on the actionable steps you can take to perform your best. Resilient students give everything they have, learn from every outcome, and maintain a sense of confidence and self-respect regardless of external results. They understand that sustained effort, adaptability, and the ability to recover from setbacks are far more important than flawless performance. By embracing resilience over perfection, you equip yourself with a mindset that turns every challenge into an opportunity, every mistake into a lesson, and every exam into a platform for growth, mastery, and self-empowerment.